Glad you could make the time for us. A very warm welcome to the Legends Edition. My name is Yambo, and helping me tonight on the sign language is Caroline Jirongo. But first, let's have the highlights.
There is no way you can put people in a forest, goons, you arm them, you sponsor them every day, and you ask why are they being arrested. People were maimed here, houses were burned.
A police officer is killed and several people are injured in skirmishes over subdivision of the controversial Kibiko land in Kajiado.
Circumstances surrounding the death of my brother are mysterious.
The mystery over Cyrus Jirongo's death deepens, with gaps cited in the circumstances around his last hours. And the weatherman predicts 3 days of heavy rains beginning today, causing flash floods in the country's lowlands. And the Legends Edition starts right now, where a police officer has been killed, several people injured, and 2 motorcycles torched following the ongoing land subdivision standoff pitting 2 factions in Kibiko area of Kajiado County. Kajiado Police Commander Alex Shikondi says 7 people have been arrested in connection to the skirmishes. The 2,800-acre piece of land is estimated to be worth 100 billion shillings. Tilio Marco begins our bulletin tonight.
Tension remains high in Kibiko, Kajiado, west of Kajiado County, following the dispute involving this 2,800-acre piece of land that is now under tight security. The move by one of the factions to subdivide the land has angered the other, leading to a deadly confrontation that led to the killing of a police officer, several people injured and property destroyed.
Ile watu ambayo wanalalamika ama wale watu ambayo wanakataa magawanyiko ya shamba ni watu waliouza shamba kuwahusia other Kenyans ambaye wamenunua upepo. Sasa saa hii wanashindwa ni yeye atachukua ama ni other Kenyans ambaye amewauzia.
Members of the faction subdividing the land claim a section of leaders opposed to the exercise are financing youths armed with crude weapons to cause chaos.
There is no way you can put people in a forest, goons, you arm them, you sponsor them every day, and you ask why are they being arrested. People were maimed here, houses were burned.
Kajiado County Commander Alex Shikondi says he has justified the subdivision of the land after scrutinizing the documents presented to security agencies. Shikondi said several people were arrested in connection with the melee, warning those fueling violence of dire consequences. The subdivision exercise is expected to be completed next week. Tilio Marco for Legends Edition.
Leaders, family and friends of the late former cabinet minister and Lugari member of parliament Cyrus Jirongo continue to raise questions over his untimely death, stating that the circumstances surrounding his fatal accident in Naivasha raise more questions than answers. Speaking during the late cabinet minister's requiem mass at Sitam in Nairobi, former Vihiga Senator George Haniri says there are glaring gaps that investigators have failed to establish. Leaders who attended the mass revealed that the late Jirongo was working on a multi-billion-dollar deal that made powerful individuals uncomfortable. Here is Abdiaziz Hashim with the details.
Family, friends, leaders and the public congregated at the Christ is the Answer Ministry Sitam for a requiem mass in honor of the late former cabinet minister and Lugari member of parliament Cyrus Jirongo.
Because the pain of the sudden loss is deep and overwhelming. We did not expect to say goodbye so soon, and our hearts grieve with shock.
I will miss your loud voice, your infectious laughter, your crooked jokes, your wicked sense of humor, your company more than words can express.
are and will always be our father, our rock, our provider, our strength and shield.
To others, you are a politician, you are a friend, you are a money giver, but to us, you are our blood brother.
His multicultural children speak of a man who taught not through lectures but by example, a man who believed in courage, discipline, forgiveness, and laughter.
Speakers eulogized the late cabinet minister even as they raised questions over his untimely death.
Cyrus had concerns about his safety. He was actually making arrangements to better secure himself. This accident came before that time.
I spoke to him at 11. He told me he was heading home because the following day we were to have lunch with him and Philip Kisia. How did he find himself in Naivasha? The circumstances surrounding the death of my brother are mysterious.
Former Vihiga Senator George Khaniri says that there are glaring gaps that investigators have failed to establish.
I could also not make sense when I was told that the accident had occurred in Naivasha because he had no plans of traveling.
There are so many inconsistencies. We are told that he was in a head-on collision with a bus that was Busia bound. I have not seen a single passenger come and say, yes, I was in that bus that collided with Cyrus.
We need to have thorough investigation on everything that is questionable. It does not presume guilt on anyone to have thorough investigation. And I offer to buy the torch, Khaniri.
Further, it was revealed that the late Jirongo was working on a multi-billion deal that made powerful individuals in the country uncomfortable.
A multi-billion dollar deal. I know for a fact he was already working on some. He talked to me about what they were planning to do in terms of the reconstruction of Libya, his project in Ruai, carbon credits with Museveni, and of course that meant he stepped on some toes along the way.
The united opposition leaders led by DAPK party leader Eugene Wamalwa also poked holes in Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi's latest push for a referendum in the 2027 general election.
I'm sure Cyrus might have said, well, we tried this at Bomas, at NADCO, at BBI. But right now, probably he would question, is it really our top national priority?
The mass coming days after a team of detectives from the DCI travelled to Keringet in Kuresoi South, Nakuru County, where they recorded statements from individuals associated with motor vehicle registration number KDJ 564E, a white Toyota Probox registered to William Mutai, the Keringet ward representative and majority leader of the Nakuru County Assembly, and is being managed by his wife.
He told me he was going back to the office to build his castles. He told me, I'm going to dream and build my castles in the office, but later I'll be going to see the Honorable Speaker, Wetangula. He FaceTime called me at around 4. It was so shocking to speak to someone a few hours and then later be told that he is no more.
The congregants stated they will continue to celebrate the late Jirongo, who was a businessman, philanthropist, politician, and a family man, noting that the country has lost a great son. As family, friends, and the public at large continue to mourn the late Cyrus Jirongo, who will be buried at his home in Lumakanda, Lugari, Kakamega County next week. Abdiaziz Hashim for Legends Edition.
Thank you, Abdiaziz Hashim, and of course we continue to offer our condolences to the family of the late Cyrus Jirongo. Away from that, and that is Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has assured Kenyans of heightened security across the country as preparations begin to usher in the new year 2026. The CS has also called on young people to steer clear of alcohol and drug abuse, urging them to embrace sports as a positive alternative.
Speaking at Holy Trinity Saboti Secondary School, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has assured Kenyans that security agencies are fully prepared to ensure the safety of all citizens during the festive season and as the country transitions into the new year 2026. He added that the government has intensified patrols, intelligence-led operations, and interagency coordination to guarantee peace and stability nationwide.
I know we still have a challenge when it comes to road safety, and that is the only place that we have had a bad experience. And I still request to all travelers, all motorists, all pedestrians, that we become very careful when it comes to road safety.
Accompanied by Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, the CS urged Kenyans to cooperate with security officers and report any suspicious activities.
Just to ask you youth, don't accept to be used by anybody to commit crime, especially mambo kama za goons or criminal gangs. Desist, msikubali.
Tuendelee kuweka amani, tuachane na mihadarati, tuachane na vita mingi na watoto wasome.
Murkomen particularly challenged the youth to shun alcohol, drug and substance abuse, warning that such vices continue to derail the country's social and economic progress.
We will double our efforts to make sure that the country is even safer. And one of the areas that we are going to put a lot of effort is fighting drugs and alcohol abuse. Trans Nzoia is ranked among the top counties where there is proliferation of illicit alcohol.
He noted that sports play a critical role in keeping young people away from crime and negative behavior, while at the same time nurturing talent and opening doors to economic opportunities. Michael Mondiga for Legends Edition.
A look at matters weather focused, where the weatherman has issued a warning of heavy rainfall in parts of the country from the 27th to the 29th of December, with intensity expected to reduce on the 30th of December. Among the regions that have been put on higher alert are Rift Valley, Lake Victoria Basin, and the coastal region. Residents of these areas have been advised to remain vigilant due to the risk of flash floods and flooding in low-lying areas.
As the country prepares to usher in the new year, the Meteorological Department warns that heavy rains are expected during the final days of the year. In an advisory from the 27th of December 3 p.m. to 30th of December 3 a.m., heavy rains are expected to pound in some parts of the country, with the occurrence probability projected at 66%. The weatherman outlook indicates heavy rainfall exceeding 20 millimeters within 24 hours is expected in parts of southeastern lowlands on the 27th of December. The heavy rains will spread to highlands west and east of Rift Valley, Lake Victoria Basin, and southern parts of the coastal region. Under these regions, counties that have been put on high alert include Migori, Homa Bay, Kisii, Narok, Kajiado, Makueni, Machakos, Nairobi, Kericho, Bomet, southern parts of Kitui, Taita Taveta, and Kwale. Residents in these areas have been advised to take precautionary measures and stay informed through official weather updates. Kamchemenza for the Legends Edition.
Do take heed of the weatherman's warning, of the heavy rains, because we want to in one piece in 2026. So please do take care, especially people living in those regions that have been mentioned. Now, war on graft, where the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, the EACC, has arrested 3 traffic police officers attached to the Sondu police station for allegedly soliciting and receiving bribes from motorists along the busy Kisumu-Kisii highway, that is at Sondu. The arrest followed a targeted surveillance operation conducted by the EACC investigators after the commission received multiple complaints from motorists and members of the public.
The 3 officers who were arrested are Inspector of Police Rachel Wangedha, Corporal Wilberforce Coffey, and Corporal Shadrach Nerima. During the operation, the suspects were found actively soliciting and demanding bribes from road users without even conducting any vehicle inspections or enforcing traffic regulations. Upon arrest, the officers were found in possession of cash in various denominations suspected to be proceeds of corruption. The suspects were initially processed at the EACC Central Nyanza Regional Office in Kisumu before being escorted to Kisumu Railways and Ports Police Station, where they were booked pending further investigations. Kasichana Masha, Legends Edition.
A section of traders and residents in Nairobi's Eastleigh estate have decried the deterioration of the infrastructure and services in the area. They said that besides poor roads, they also grapple with water shortage and electricity outages that force them to rely on generators.
This is the state of 2nd Avenue Road in Eastleigh Estate, one of Nairobi County's business hubs.
Viongozi wetu tukiulizwa maswali kama hii barabara, maana tunaambiwa ni ya national government. Watu wa national government wakikuja wanatuambia ni mambo ya county. Sasa inakuwa sasa watu wanakaa wakiturusha hivi na hivi. Sasa huwa wanatuchanganya.
Mara mingi mimi ukuja na mbuti hata kama hakuna jua, hata kama hakuna mvua, kwa sababu hii barabara kupitika ni shida kubwa. Sasa mimi nauliza kama inawezekana serikali tutengenezee.
Pools of water and mud on the road bar access to shops here. The scarce water supply here is not just a costly inconvenience, but a health hazard too.
Wanunuzi hawana njia ya kufikia hapo. So ikifika kwa upande wa biashara, kama investors, biashara inaumia, maduka zinafungwa. Ya pili, barabara ni vile unaona haipitiki, magari na nini. Ugonjwa, vile umeona maji hapa imekuwa stagnant, inaweza leta madhara upande wa afya.
Biashara amefungika, tuna maji mwenyewe hakuna. Sisi iko na shida. Tunagopa tupate mgonjwa.
Hapa ni shida. Angalia pale. Wale ni watu wa kuuza maji. Pale maji kama una shilingi 50 huwezi ukapata, kwa ploti hakuna maji. So hii ndugu yangu, hii si Nairobi.
Bembe ya Kenya yote anakuja kununua watu miziko hapa. Hawezi bata choo ya kujisaidia. Kila mtu lazima ashike customer yake mkono abeleke nyumbani kwake ndio aende ajisaidie arudi. Kwa vile hakuna maji tunanunua.
Frequent electricity outages has forced most of them to buy generators to ensure business is not interrupted.
Stima ndio hiyo, maji ndio hiyo, barabara kila saa. Customer anapita mbele yako anakuambia tunakubitia wapi? Karibu tufunge kasi. Kwa hivyo naomba msaidizi atusaidie.
Led by Eastleigh Residents Association Chairman Mohamed Ismail, they lament that this should not be the case when they generate a lot of revenue to both the national and county governments.
Idara ya jinai wa polisi tunaomba waingililie, anti-corruption waingililie, wachunguze ni nini inaendelea. Kwa sababu Nairobi maji iko. Area zingine kama Westland, Parklands na Langata 24/7 maji iko na ziko na pressure. Stima iko. Kama Kenya Power wanasema ni overload. Kama ni overload wanajua matumizi ya stima iko juu, si waongeze transformers na stima.
And that report compiled by my colleague, that is Adan Ibrahim, and was voiced by Tilio Marco, brings us to our first break of the bulletin. Stay with us if you can.
So as we come to the close of the year, it is only right for us to pause, unpack and reflect on the year that has been. What has changed? What have we learned?
Trying to ensure that everyone is an active citizen in this country, but we are also very keen on ending gender-based violence.
Creating safe spaces for women, giving them the chance to lead, and both on the cyber side and also on the physical side.
I have seen how violence is normalized, especially in public spaces and in politics. And that's why it's in my heart, because I have faced violence before.
One positive thing that the Central Bank of Kenya has tried to do is to lower interest rates. It really tried to compel banks to reduce the cost of credit to businesses and to households.
Yani nahisi dunia na nipenda leo kuliko jana.
but she getting excited. Everybody in the club wants her in tight.
Take her to the bar, but she getting excited. Everybody in the club wants her in private.
Thank you for staying with us. We continue with the news where calls are intensifying for the judiciary to urgently fast-track child abuse cases as the country grapples with a rising number of teenage pregnancies. Child rights advocates warn that delays in court processes are denying young survivors justice and exposing them to lifelong trauma.
A room filled with laughter and song, but behind these smiles lies a painful reality affecting thousands of children across the country. An alarming rise in pregnancies among girls under the age of 18 has renewed calls for urgent reforms in the handling of child abuse cases. Counseling psychologist and African Nazarene University principal Dr. Susan Gitao says many cases stall in court with delayed hearings and missing witnesses denying young survivors justice. She notes that prolonged legal processes often force families to abandon cases altogether.
Naomba sana kesi dhulma dhidi ya wasichana wachanga iharakishwe. Si kukalisha huko mafaili zinakaa kwa sababu hiyo ndio njia mwafaka sana ya ensure that hizi kesi za dhulma dhidi ya wasichana wachanga zimeisha.
Dr. Gitao says poverty and emotional exhaustion prevent many parents from pursuing justice, leaving young girls, still minors themselves, to raise children without the financial or emotional capacity.
Mwenye amemdhulumu msichana, amemweka mimba ya mapema, anapelekwa kotini. Ama anawekwa remand. Saa zingine hao watu hawajui kufuatilia makesi. Maanake haki haitendeki papo hapo. Kwa hivyo unapata wamechoka, mtoto amezaa.
She explains that in informal settlements such as Kiandutu, poverty exposes girls to exploitation, deception, and sexual abuse, with some lured into transactional sex due to desperation and lack of awareness. Dr. Gitao is now urging the judiciary to fast-track child abuse cases, saying swift rulings are critical to ending abuse and deterring offenders.
Ni aje tunaweza badilisha venye tunatekeleza haki za kesi kama hizi. Ndio pale kama ni hukumu inatolewa tukijua la kweli, tunataka kukata kabisa dhulma dhidi ya wasichana wachanga.
She adds that fear continues to silence many victims, with some parents afraid to report abuse due to threats or intimidation.
Naomba jamii pia isinyamaze, kwa sababu tukinyamaza wale watu wataendelea kufanya hizi visa. Ndio ninasema wengi tushikane mkono.
She also regretted that some perpetrators are men with families who exploit underage girls, robbing them of education and leaving them with lifelong emotional scars. These remarks were made during the closing ceremony of a 2-month mentorship program run by Susan Gitao Foundation, targeting children aged 9 to 17 to protect them from sexual abuse, early pregnancies, drug abuse and crime. Parents who attended the event lauded the initiative. Parents whose children took part say such programs are transformative, warning that without them, many children would drift into crime or substance abuse.
Tunashurudishia shukrani kwa hawa wenye wametuletea huu mradi wa siku ya leo. Amekuwa amekituletea mambo mengi, tumejifunza kupitia kwake. Tumejua watoto wetu venye ile talanta yenye wako nayo tumejua. Kama mimi sikuwa najua wangu wanaweza imba.
Advocates say fast-track justice, stronger community protection, and sustained mentorship are key to safeguarding children and restoring their futures.
Ni washikadau wote washikane mkono. Tuko na assistant chief hapa, tuko na OCS hapa, na tena tuko na nyumba 10 wazee. Swali ni kwa nini hawa watu hawashikwe? Swali ni kwa nini haki isitendewe huyu msichana?
And the media fraternity has been thrown into mourning after Standard Group senior videographer, that is Rashid Idi, who passed away on Christmas Day after a short illness at a Nairobi hospital, was laid to rest on Saturday in his Malakisi home in Bungoma County. On Friday, friends, family and colleagues converged at a mosque in Kibra for special prayers for the deceased in line with the Islamic faith before the body was ferried to Bungoma County for interment. The late Idi was described as a respected senior videographer whose professionalism, creativity and commitment has left a lasting impact on the organization and colleagues alike.
Emotions ran high at Mari village in Sirisia, Bungoma County as Standard Group senior videographer Rashid Idi had his final burial rites before being interred. After a short communal prayer performed by friends, family and colleagues, it was time to lay the late Rashid at his final resting place. Rashid was eulogized by both parents and colleagues as humble, hardworking and a team player at home and in the workplace.
Alikuwa jamaa mpole, mnyenyekevu, mwenye hana ubishi. Wakati mwingi tumekuwa tunafanya na yeye kazi, sijawahi ona tukikosana.
Rashid amekuwa mchapakazi na ni mcheshi. Sio rahisi wewe kupata yeye akikosana na watu. Ni mtu ambaye ukiwa na yeye kwa timu yako unajua kwamba hiyo timu itashinda.
His father, Eid Mukoya, described his demise as a big blow to the family as he was the breadwinner and a highly dependable son.
Tunashukuru Allah. Sitasema neno mbaya. Amerogwa, alikuwa anafanywa nini? Hapana. Mungu amweke pali mwenyewe amechukua.
He was always composed because even in a crisis is always ako chill tu, ana mambo mingi, ako tu sawa, mkipanic hapo nini yeye anafikiria kenye anafaa kufanya na hizo vitu zote.
Adding that the sudden death was a shock to them, the family expressed gratitude to the Standard Group for standing with them during this difficult time and giving their kin a befitting send-off. Yusuf reporting for the Legends edition.
May his soul rest in peace. Hundreds of pilgrims drawn from different parts of the country gathered around Mount Kenya for the annual prayers seeking divine intervention and stability amidst economic challenges. Pilgrims led by the coordinator Samuel Kamaitha from the Gikuyu Cultural Center emphasized the importance of preserving cultural heritage. The ceremony, which involves praying facing Mount Kenya, highlighted a blend of cultural and spiritual practices in seeking blessings for the nation.
Kwa hivyo siku ya leo ilikuwa ni kutimiza swala au ombi tuliloombwa na askari zetu. Kwendeni huko muombe Mungu nchi hii iendelee kuwa na amani.
Naona ni vizuri tukuje tuombe Mwenyezi Mungu ili atuonee huruma sisi kama Kenya na atupatie amani ambayo imekuwa kwa miaka mingi. Sisi kama Kenya hatujawahi kwenda kwa vita ya kindani.
Haswa kuombea vijana wetu. Nataka uhusiano mwema kati ya mababa na baba na mama na watoto. Tuwe na uhusiano mwema ili tukaweze kuishi vyema. Kwa Kenya tushikane tukiwa kitu kimoja, kwa sababu hii taifa ni moja, bendera ni moja, rangi ni moja, kitambulisho ni moja na pesa ni moja.
Former Cabinet Minister and Matuga Member of Parliament Chirao Ali Makwere has been installed as the spokesperson of the Mijikenda community, representing the 9 sub-tribes from the coast region. The installation event held at Vishakani village in Kaloleni, Kilifi County, coincided with the late Ronald Ngala's 53rd anniversary, making a significant moment of remembrance and renewal for the community.
The day began with a solemn tribute at Ronald Ngala's mausoleum at Vishakani village in Kaloleni, Kilifi County, where elders, leaders, professionals and Mijikenda community members paid homage to the late Mijikenda leader, well regarded as one of the most influential political figures in the coast region. The community leaders, including Ronald Ngala's son, and former Tourism Minister Noah Katanangala, noted that the installation of a spokesperson marks the beginning of a renewed unity drive 53 years after the death of Ronald Ngala.
Miaka 53 kama kulikuwa hakuna vuguvugu la Mijikenda, leo ni mwisho wa mwaka. Huzashala.
Mimi najua wako wengi ambao watatumia pengine kutugawanya. Sisi tumeamua hatutagawanyika kabisa.
Tumekuja pamoja sikukejeli mtu yeyote. Tumekuja pamoja kwa kujitambua. Tumekuja kwa baba yetu mwanzilishi wa umoja wa watu wa Pwani.
In his acceptance speech, former cabinet minister and Matuga MP Ali Makwere pledged to speak for the community through consultation and inclusivity.
Nataka kusema nimekubali kuchukua uongozi huu. Nimekubali kuongea yale ambayo wenyewe nyinyi mtaniambia niongee. Sitaongea yangu mimi mwenyewe. Huwa mkali sana mara nyingine, lakini nitakayoongea ni sauti ya wenyewe Mijikenda.
He raised concern over underdevelopment in the coast region and highlighted drug abuse among Mijikenda youth as a major challenge.
Madawa ya kulevya yatolewa hapa kwa Mijikenda tu. Unga, sindano za kujidunga. Nataka niwaulize, ukienda Voi utaona vijana wanajidunga sindano? Kuna. Utaona wanakula unga? Uende Makueni watu wanakula unga na kujidunga sindano?
The ceremony concluded with renewed calls for unity, shared development and the revival of Ronald Ngala's vision of cohesive and empowered coast community. Give us in minor Legends Edition.
To the counties now where residents of Kambi Yaju and Kulamawe villages in Bulapeso Ward, Isiolo County, have staged protests and barricaded the road linking the two villages to Isiolo town following the fatal shooting of a 23-year-old man. Meanwhile, youths in Migori County have been urged to register their SACCOs and cooperatives with the electronic government procurement system and bid government tenders. These and more in our County News Roundup.
The demonstrators were protesting the killing of Isaac Mutethia, who was shot dead just outside a popular joint in Kambiaju shopping center under unclear circumstances. Led by the chairperson of the Kambiaju Boda Boda Riders Association, Nicholas Kaira, the angry residents accused police officers stationed at Kambiaju and Kulamawe police post of laxity and failure to address rising insecurity in the area.
Nilijaribu kumbeba ili at least tuokoe maisha yake, lakini ikakuwa sitaweza. Tulipiga station tukaambiwa hakuna gari kwa within. Gari ambayo ilikuwa Biliko. Lakini kitu moja sisi kama wakaaji wa Kulamawe ama Bulapesa ama Isiolo County, Isiolo tunataka kusema haina security hata kidogo.
Elsewhere, Public Investments and Asset Management Principal Secretary Cyril Odede is encouraging youth to register their SACCOs and cooperatives with the electronic government procurement system and bid government tenders.
What the government has done so far is good for the youth of this country. And 30% has been reserved for the AGPO, women, youth, and people living with disability in all the ministries, state departments, and even in county government. And you remember we were talking about Nyota projects, and I know very well that some of them, the disbursements have been done.
In Nyamira County, a cross-section of women leaders has endorsed former gubernatorial candidate Walter Nyambati for the county's top seat. The women drawn from 18 wards across Nyamira County made the endorsement after they were hosted at Nyambati's residence during the Christmas festives.
Shukuru tena ninapongeza huyu mheshimiwa wetu.
wakati alikuwa kwa ofisi mambo alitenda, siwezi kueleza zote, hata watu wanajua, wanaziona. Hakuna kitu chochote tunaweza kusema hakutenda. Ni mtu anafikiwa kwa urahisi, hata kama hakukuwa kwa kiti bado tunamfikia. Sasa wakati anaingia kwa kiti, kwanza ni kusafisha ofisi yetu.
Meanwhile, the port of Mombasa has made history after receiving the first liquefied natural gas-powered vessel to ever called an East Africa port. This docking marks a major milestone that underscores the growing capacity to handle next-generation eco-friendly ships as global maritime transport embraces cleaner energy.
Friendly ship boasts of cutting-edge technology where it uses LNG fuel, very clean energy option.
And police in Homa Bay are investigating an incident in which suspected criminals were caught slaughtering a cow believed to have been stolen from a local farmer. The suspects were reportedly hiding in a thicket just a few meters from Maranatha SDA Church, where the animal was killed on Saturday morning.
I've got information that there are some people who are found slaughtering a bull inside this bush. When they were spotted, they ran away. So we have called the police officers who have come, and we are going to call the public health officers to come and see there. And we are telling our people who have lost a cow to come forward and see if they are the people who are holding the cow.
Finally, youths have been urged to seize opportunities in both the business and corporate space as part of preparation to take over from the county's aging leadership.
Even cabinet secretaries are members and serious corporate people, you can be able to make a friend. And this leads into relationships.
Case Kimirei for Legends Edition.
A section of leaders from the Mount Kenya region is urging for unity and one political voice in the region. The leaders, led by Kabete parliamentary aspirant James Wanjohi, emphasized the need for cohesion, calm and collective political direction ahead of the 2027 general elections. He made the remarks at former Mungiki leader Maina Njenga's home in Kitengela, that is in Kajiado County.
The former Mungiki leader Maina Njenga hosted a delegation from all the wards of Kabete constituency in Kiambu County in preparation for the burial ceremony of his late father Stephen Kamunya, who died at the age of 101 years. The leaders, led by Kabete parliamentary aspirant James Wanjohi, said the burial ceremony scheduled to take place in Laikipia County on 31st of this month will serve as a powerful declaration of unity for the region.
Mimi toka nizaliwe sijawahi sikia ama ona Mount Kenya ikigawanyika. Tumekuwa tukiweka kura moja, na kwa hivyo nawaomba kwa heshima kubwa sana, hata katika uchaguzi ambao unakuja tuwe watu wa moja.
Kuna haja mtu achukue mlima nusu, mwingine nusu, mwingine nusu. Tunataka wote tuwe pamoja kwa ajili sisi sote tumetoka katika sehemu moja.
Wanjohi has organized at least 26 buses to ferry Njenga supporters to the burial site, with more supporters eyed to turn up in large numbers to give Kamunya a dignified send-off.
We take yet another break. The Legends Edition continues shortly.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. This comes to pass when a child is born.
It is always a good time on Bridge over Congo.
Catch us every Saturday from 10 p.m. till midnight.
Join me, the Rumba Supreme Leader and the Grand Ayatollah Simeon Mfumo Kimbango and
Winnie Marie Jose, Bridge over Congo.
Mungu esilakano nzungute kasielenge Mungu esilakano.
Chumvi huyeyuka chunguni lakini lapa yake hubakia.
My name is DJ D, and on the ones and twos is
DJ Leo.
We bring you the best of African entertainment.
From Afrobeat to Amapiano.
Daddy, me I want to party.
Genge to bongo.
Rusha mikono kama unaona uko tipsy. Rusha mikono kama maisha iko fiti.
And Zouk to Kwaito.
Put me for party. And not only that, anything juicy in the entertainment industry, we give it to you. Catch us every Sunday from 2:30 to 4 p.m.
Only on KBC Channel 1.
And look at sports now, where Nyali's Francis Odwor, Changamwe's Vincent Ocheng, and Likoni's Veronica Mbithe were among the boxers who registered victories during the Pwani Boxing Festival 2025 held last evening at the Mamangina waterfront. Mbithe was too good in firing her fist, that is, as she edged Dora of Kisauni in the women's flyweight bout. Odwor and Ocheng both claimed convincing lightweight victories over Hamza and Ngala respectively, while Mvita's Sunday knocked out Adam Macau in a dramatic middleweight contest. The festival was organized to revive boxing in the coast region by offering competitive exposure to grassroots fighters while appealing to stakeholders to invest in the sport. More events are lined up in 2026.
Lengo na madhumuni kwa nini tunafanya hii festival, tunataka serikali kuu na serikali ya kaunti hii yetu ya Mombasa na kaunti zote zenye ziko katika hii pwani ukumbatie huu mchezo na mikono yote miwili ili tuweze kuenua hawa vijana na hawa vijana waweze kupata natija katika talenti hizi zao.
Tunaweza kushuhudia sisi wenyewe jinsi umati ulivyoweza kujitokeza kwa wingi kwa upenzi wa mchezo huu. Hii inamaanisha wazi kwamba mchezo huu japokuwa uko chini, lakini una mashabiki wingi ambao wanaweza kuupenda.
Parents across the country have been urged to identify and nurture their children's talents, especially in sports, as a viable pathway to success and economic empowerment. The call was made by the president of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, Shadrack Maluke, who noted that talent development has become increasingly important in today's society. He added that sports is no longer just a recreational activity, but a career option that is enabling many athletes to earn a living and support their families. Maluke observed that with proper guidance, training and support from parents and guardians, young people can turn their talents into sustainable careers, as evident during the recent Africa Youth Games, where young Kenyans rose to the occasion to clinch 35 medals.
Our children are going back to school and in 1 week's time. And I want to say this, it's very important for the parents to know that extracurricular is actually now paying a lot. We are not saying as National Olympic Committee that curriculum should be avoided during this period of education or during the careers. What we are trying to say is every talent counts. And as a leader and as a president of the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, I want to encourage the parents and all the stakeholders in realizing that our children, through the extracurricular talents, we should exploit that. We should support them at all costs. We should put funds available to ensure that we scout, nurture, and develop that talent. The talent every child has in this country matters.
Blessed Dreamers and Blessed Starlets football clubs are the champions of the 2025 Masengeli Cup after winning the finals played last evening in Saboti. Intex and Muroki volleyball teams won the men and women volleyball titles.
Blessed Dreamers were crowned champions of the Masengeli Super Cup 2025 after a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Greenbelt in the men's final played in Saboti. In the women's final, Blessed Starlets were untouchable as they defeated Kapretwa ladies 2-0 in the final, officiated by Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen.
Nimefurahia hii tournament kwa sababu wale ambao ni scouts wanakuja hapa wanaangalia, wanasema nataka mchezaji fulani. Nilipokuwa nakaa pale walikuwa wanang'ang'ania, wanasema nataka ule, anaambia hapana, huyo aishachukuliwa, tafuta mwingine, namna hiyo. Hiyo ndio njia moja ya kuweza kuguza talanta ya vijana katika taifa letu. Sports is a unifier, sports also is an employment yenye inaweza kubadilisha maisha. Na mchezaji mmoja kama huyo kijana, kama akiwa anaendelea, utakuja kuona kwamba atabadilisha nchi yetu kupitia ile investment atalete hapa na nafasi ya kazi ambayo investment yake inasaandika watu wengi sana katika taifa letu.
In the curtain raiser, Mama Mboga beat Mama Boma 1-0 in their tightly contested final. The under-15 final saw Kapretwa defeat Hope Stars by a goal to 0.
You youth don't accept to be used by anybody to commit crime, especially mambo kama za goons or criminal gangs. Desist, msikubali. Instead, mweleze waja tucheze ball ama tucheze michezo yote.
In the ladies volleyball, Muroki topped the standings ahead of Kapretwa, who were second, while Intex were firmly in control of the men's category, ahead of Gitwamba, Sukwo and Koikoi, who were second to fourth respectively. The tournament once again showcased the depth of sporting talents in the region and drew large local support, underlining the tournament's growing role in community sport and youth development.
Number 1 volleyball men, please come forward.
So as we come to the close of the year, it is only right for us to pause, unpack and reflect on the year that has been. What has changed? What have we learned?
Trying to ensure that everyone is an active citizen in this country, but we are also very keen on ending gender-based violence.
Creating safe spaces for women, giving them the chance to lead, and both on the cyber side and also on the physical side.
I have seen how violence is normalized, especially in public spaces and in politics. And that's why it's in my heart, because I have faced violence before.
One positive thing that the Central Bank of Kenya has tried to do is to lower interest rates. It really tried to compel banks to reduce the cost of credit to businesses and to households.
We continue with the sports news, where Kenya has received a major boost in its preparations to host Continental netball events following the arrival of a state-of-the-art wooden sprung floor at Kasarani in Nairobi. The floor was awarded to Kenya Netball Federation during the 2023 Netball World Cup held in Cape Town, South Africa, with the Kenya government facilitating its transportation from South Africa to Kenya. The Kenya Netball Federation President, Immaculate Kabudha, received the wooden sprung floor at Kasarani, where she expressed her appreciation to the Ministry of Sports, led by Cabinet Secretary Salim Voria and Principal Secretary Elijah Mwangi, for their support throughout the process. The arrival of the playing surface puts Kenya in a better position to host the African Netball Championship, scheduled for next year, strengthening the country's profile as a regional host for sporting events. To AFCON, where Democratic Republic of Congo and Senegal remain tied at the top of Group D of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations after playing to a 1-1 draw in the second group game earlier tonight in Tangier. Meanwhile, Benin recorded their first win at the Continental tournament in Morocco after beating Botswana 1-0 in the second group match at the Prince Abdallah Stadium in Rabat.
Nations, Mutasami with a good crossfield ball. Bongonda, nice first touch. Ball inside here. Wan-Bissaka lays it back. Shot from Bongonda. They scored. It's Bakambu. And always used for the national team as an impact player. Away is Mbaye. Chance here for Mane, surely. They have the equaliser. Defensive slip is punished by Senegal and Sadio Mane.
Long satching ball out onto the left. Tempo slowing down just a bit, but now Benin turning it in. Get behind their team and raise a few decibels into the sound in this stadium. Free kick, well struck, that hit the upright. Oh, it doesn't get any closer than that. Wait, and then finds Roche, who's marauding outside. And that was a brilliant cross there. The header missing, the danger not yet passed. Another deflection, and this time the goalkeeper was wrong-footed but just recovered in time.
A look at the EPL, where Arsenal returned to the top of the English Premier League table after surviving a second-half scare to beat Brighton 2-1 at the Emirates. Arsenal had dropped to second position after Manchester City 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest in today's early kickoff. In the other matches played today, Brentford thrashed Bournemouth 4-1, Burnley drew with Everton 0-0, Wolves lost 2-1 to Liverpool, while Fulham earned a hard-fought 1-0 win over West Ham.
Now shooting chance. Frimpong once again. Darting away from João Gomez. Pulling it back for Gravenberch!
To Serie A, where Como closed the gap between them and the fifth-place Juventus to just 2 points after thrashing Lecce 3-0 in one of the 3 early kick-off Serie A matches played today. Fiorentina missed the chance to record a second win of the season after going down 1-0 to Parma, while Torino also suffered a shocking 2-1 loss at home to Cagliari.
Fiorentina look more and more destined for the drop at the end of the season after losing yet another match in the Italian top flight. After thrashing Udinese 5-1 6 days ago in their first win of the season, Fiorentina failed to continue with that run, going down 1-0 to Parma.
Still Bernabe, free in midfield, the number 10, edging Parma closer. Ondrejka, excellent pass for Brički, Pellegrino, they're ahead by Sorensen! And Parma take the lead.
We've come to the end of the Legends edition tonight. As always, thank you for your time and your company. My name is Maria Yambo, and of course, helping me on the sign language was Caroline Joroge. Do have a good night and happy holidays.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. This comes to pass when a child is born. Snow, let snow outside is cold. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a king was born today. Nataka kuwa na wewe siku zote za maisha yangu.
We are going to recap the best shows we have ever had here at Heart and Soul.
I used to come and pretend to be her cousin. Hi Kuzo.
Ukimwona alikuwa anaenda choo.
Alikuwa anaenda. That's now. From there now, me start.
Nionea kwa choo.
So he ensured that as we ate our githeri, he bought an avocado. I love avocados.
Ndio niende kwake nilirukia kwa dirisha. Hiyo ni memory. Aungeingia kwa mlango. Nikitokea kwa mlango utasikiwa. Mom.
Takupenda mpaka siku hata nizika.
Now it's clear why he left me. It's probably because of you and your daughter Letty, Sarah. You were totally wrong, Magdalena.
I have to ask you something very important.
Yes, please tell me.
Can I still trust you?
Someone called named Marquez? I can't remember his first name.
You mean he called here?
Yes, who is he?
I know that sooner or later you're going to realize that I am the one for you.
It's about time we end our partnership.
But why?
I don't need a traitor as a partner.
And what did you do? You just left him in the apartment without knowing if he was dead or alive.
Rebecca, don't underestimate me. What do you think is going to happen if your husband finds out exactly what happened to his wife, his first wife?
Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years. Sasa kwa star 419 hash uko na game mpya. Tushinde spin corner. Simply spin. Kisha ngoja, na kwa entry moja unaweza angukia na uspin hadi mara 3. Na ikigonga 25,000 na kufikia instantly. Cheza spin corner sasa hivi kwa star 419 hash option 4. Tushinde.com. Cheza safe, cheza smart. Gambling is addictive, not for persons under the age of 18 years. Nice kabisa. Na hapa ndani pia niko na watatu ambao wako ready kusukumana na our 12 boxes. Madam, jina ni nani?
Elis Mseni.
Kutoka wapi wewe?
Ukura.
Big man, majina nani?
Majina kama mimi naitwa Evans Mali.
Evans, kazi ni gani unafanya?
Kazi tu ni ya kibarua tu ya nyumbani.
Aha, majina nani pia wewe?
Kwa majina ni Gladys Mura.
Gladys Mura.
Kutoka Kericho County.
Kutoka Kericho.
Bureti.
Hapa ndani nimeweka 20,000 Kenya shillings ya shopping ya January. Hapa ndani nimeweka 35,000 Kenya shillings ya school fees, 35,000 Kenya shillings ya rent ya January. Hapa ndani iko 50,000, hapa ndani iko 65,000 na iko 100,000 Kenya shillings. Mora, Evans, na hili nataka niwapatie fursa sasa hivi. Kuna sanduku moja hapa ndani niko sure
nyote hamuitaki. Hebu sikizaneni, ni gani mnataka kuibandua hapa? Ongeani msikizane.
11.
Namba ngapi?
11.
Hey. Msema kweli? Onesha watu namba 11 iko na nini na hizo zingine pia ziko na nini. Ndio watu wajue mwaka mpya wanaingia wakichagua nini. Bahati ya mwaka mpya iko wapi? Angalia namba 11 iko na nini kabla niing'oe. 11 ndio hii. Na natamani kufika wa kwanza. Mwaka imeanza bwana, vitu vinaenda mbio mbio. Mwaka ilishaanza, nani anatamani kufika wa kwanza? Ukuja hapa, kuja hapa, kuja hapa, kuja hapa. Phyllis. Sikujua uko mrefu hivi bwana. Phyllis. Mulikuwa mtaka mtoe nini?
Kwa nataka tutoe ugali na rungi.
Muluya anapinga na anakana ugali. Ugali na kungoja bwana. Ugali na wapenda, haitoki. Haitoki, haitoki, haitoki. Umetoa 35,000. Phyllis. Bado iko kwa 20,000. Iko 35,000 ya rent ambayo umetoa. Iko 35,000 ya school fees. Sijui kama unataka kulipa rent na school fees. Iko 50,000. Iko 65,000. Iko 100,000. Bado na kungoja pale. Nenda uone. Weka macho. Ona sasa. Nili. Phyllis, nini nakuwa kwa namba 4? Unajua nini iko kwa 1, 2 na 3? Ndio unachukua 4. Unataka kuanza mwaka aje?
Nataka kuanza mwaka vizuri.
Vizuri. Na nini?
Na pesa.
Phyllis, nilikuuliza unataka shilingi ngapi? Niambiwa nataka shilingi 100, si ndio? Hapa iko 110. Chukua hii.
Kwa hiyo namba 4.
Ulika sanduku namba 2. Tunaanza mwaka mpya, tunaanza ile mwaka mpya namba 4. Mtu anatoka Kakamega toke hapa na hii. Ai! 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Toke hapo ingia hapa. Na kuhesabia 7,000 Kenya shillings. Hata sikupatia sanduku ingine. Hii. Kwani tunacheza? Mezeeni hiyo sanduku mate. Muimeze! Sawa? 8,000 Kenya shillings. Bora. Hiyo. Meza. Kwa mara ya 3 unachukua hii, ndio unaanza nao mwaka mpya. Unageuza. Unachukua ile yangu. Ama unachukua this.
Nachukua tu hii yangu.
Mara ya 2 nakuuliza, Phyllis. Unachukua this number 4. Unajaribu hii yangu. Unageuza. Ama this is 8,000 Kenya shillings ambayo unaiona hapa. Na iko na 100 ambayo ulikuwa unataka. Mara 8.
Oh, yangu inataka tu hapa.
Mara ya tatu, is it my 8,000 Kenya shillings? Is it any other box? Is it number 4? Hii yenye unachagua? Ama ni gani? Yenye unaamua? Anza nao mwaka. Vuta sanduku namba 4. And a happy new year. Rudi kwa stand. Nani anatamani kufika hapa wa pili? Namba 2 ni nani? Mora?
Nataka hiyo fees.
Iko fees. Iko 35,000 hapo ya rent. 35,000 nyingine. Iko ka 50, iko ka 65, na iko ka what? 100. Nikwambia ukweli, hiyo sio school fees. Iko school fees iko wapi? 10,000 Kenya shillings. School fees ni ngapi?
Ni 60.
60. Nikipunguza na hiyo 10.
Bad.
10,000? Tumetoka, tushaingia ka 49 hapa bwana.
Kutoa hapa.
Haya! Toka kwa sanduku namba 2. Mimi najua kwa nini nilikuwa natoa huyu. Kama wewe ni wa school fees, toka hapo. Toka hapo. Number 7. Nakuuliza utoa ushaitoa. Uko sure unataka school fees? Toka hapo. Toka hapo. Ngapi? 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,000 Kenya shillings.
Bad.
20.
Bad.
Unachukuaje namba 2? Boss lazima kuja apate namba 2 kama inamgoja hapo. Make decision kama anaichukua ama anaiwacha. Hauwezi toka na namba 2. Hiyo ni yako. This is 20,000 Kenya shillings.
Acha niende na hii.
Ndio unanichukia. Toka.
Sitakuchukia.
Rudi nyumbani. Rudi nyumbani. Acha mapenzi kwe ibaki tu vile tumekuwa tunabaki. Rudi nyumbani. Kama ni hiyo namba 1, rudi nyumbani. Unaona aje?
Acha niende na hii.
Toa nianze kuhesabu. Gladys. Wacha mchezo. I hope unapanga tu hiyo pesa. Mara tatu ni namba 2, this 20,000 Kenya shillings. Hiyo namba 1 mwaka mpya, 12 ya kufunga mwaka, 7, 8 unageuza gani unataka kuanza na mwaka?
Namba 2.
Usa kama ni hiyo, siamini bado. Mara ya pili nakuuliza, ni hiyo, ni hii 20 unageuza ama una consider hizo zenye nakwambia? Gani? Mara ya tatu na ya mwisho, Gladys. Is it this 20,000 Kenya shillings ambazo unaziona? Nimekupa namba 1, nimekupa namba 7, nimekupa namba 12. Unachukua gani? Mara ya mwisho. Gusa maneno.
Kuna kitu hapa.
Gusa.
Kuna kitu hapa.
Kuna kitu hapa.
Kuna fisa.
La haula. This sijui kama iko, lakini iko kitu hapo ndani. Vuta sanduku namba 2. Bwana. Enda uharibu wewe mwenyewe. Evans.
Yes.
Unatoka na pesa. Na sio pesa kidogo. Ni pesa mingi. Ama unaonaje? Niendelee?
Nakaa hapa.
Nisihesabu?
Mimi nakaa hapa tu.
21 22 23 24. Nikisoma chenye iko hapa na ni wewe umeshikilia, Gladys atasikia vibaya sana. Sikubali utoke naye. Liga namba 7. 25.
Nika.
Evans.
Yes.
Na kusaidia sasa. Ona sura ya mtu ambaye unaweza muamini inakaa hivi. Alafu ona chenye Evans alifanya. Alifanya nini baada ya mimi kumweka pale? Alifanya nini? Evans alifikiria na akili yake, niende nichukue hii pesa nirudishe kwa namba 7. Ona sasa. Chukua. Kama unasikia ni moto sana, chukua 25,000. Mwisho wa 2025 utakumbuka hii pesa. This 25,000 utaikumbuka Evans. Chukua hii pesa. Kibesa.
Wacha nenda.
I tell you! Nilisema! Si mtu wa sanduku. Evans sio mtu wa sanduku. Evans unasema Kibesa.
Kibesa.
Nimuliki namba 7. Unajua nini kwa?
Kuna uoga mingi sasa sasa mimi wacha nione nimeangalia na macho. Kwa sababu hapa sioni.
Mara ya 3. Namba 7. Unageuza ama unachukua 25 peke yake?
Ndio nichukue.
Lakini nauliza Evans. Ni namba 7 na 5,000 on top. Unageuza sanduku ama unachukua this 25,000?
Nachukua.
Kwa mara ya 3 na ya mwisho Evans, ni namba 7 na 5,000. Unachukua hii 25 ama unageuza kwa mara ya mwisho?
Nachukua.
Hebu chukua nione. Evans amekataa sanduku namba 7 na topa pia 5,000. Mora ametoka na yake. Phyllis ametoka na yake. Yako iko kwa star 419 hash. Dial star 419 hash option 1. Ucheze tushinde lucky box. Pia wewe wangukie yako.
We only have a few days remaining tupate mshindi wetu wa Probox. Je, ni wewe? You have been playing na tikiti yako ndio msema kweli. On the 3rd of January, hii Probox